Good morning. Welcome to Morning Matcha. Sorry for the delay there. Just getting some stuff started, getting some stuff set up, organized, and I got to turn the audio off on that. Give me a sec to. I'm not used to doing this on Wednesdays, so I'm a little bit behind. Sorry about that. If the music is too loud or anything like that, let me know. I can tweak that a little bit. Actually, I think I'm going to. It's a little loud for me. There we go. Okay. All right. Yeah, we've got some fun. Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning. How about this? T Student 97, Chris, and Patrick Long. Thank you guys for joining us. Let me get a couple posts up while I get this tea started. This is an Yibang Sheng Puerh from. I don't think we've had this one before on stream. Let me get a couple more things set up here. There we go. Now I can see the camera, so I know what I'm showing off. Yeah, I figured we'd talk about this tea. We'd talk about some Genjan this morning. We're going to talk about Genjan. So look at that. There we go. Those are some really nice big full leaves. And get my hot water going. We'll be set. So what are you guys up to this week? Middle of the week. It's Wednesday. Usually do these on Monday, but I did not get it done this Monday. So and then Tuesday was too busy. So hey, here's the first time. It's our time to do it. So Wednesday, midweek morning matcha. Let me know what you guys are drinking. If anybody else has anything interesting, let me know. Create post. Bam. Join us this morning for morning matcha. Okay. Somebody's got to be drinking something good, right? There we go. Set. All right, let me do an Instagram post. See if we can get some Instagram people out here. Who had a chance to have as last of your 4-day week drinking some 75242 7701. Nice. What year is that? Who got a chance to check out the stream with TDB this weekend? I had a lot of fun doing that. Chris, you got some shomei. Nice. And a new CS pan. I don't know what CS pan is. What does that mean? Sorry. Carbon steel? I don't know what is CS. I'm sorry. I'm kind of spacing on it. If I'm supposed to know what CS is, I apologize. Let's see. All right. Join us right now on YouTube. Just can't spell anything in the morning, can you? There we go. All right. Here we go. Got it. Very close. Yeah. Oh, the TDB stream. Carbon steel. Okay, I was right. Good. I had to think about that for a second. My acronym skills are not at peak performance this time in the morning. The TDB stream was a ton of fun. Danny adds a whole new element to it. So it was really cool to be able to have him on. Go. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. It was nice to be able to try some teas that Denny likes as well. All right, okay, let's see. Almost there. Click that, add location. One more, almost set. Usually try to get this done before the stream, guys, but didn't have a chance to today. Things were just a little bit too busy. It's my Monday. It's not Monday. I would say it's my Monday, but it's not my Monday. It's my Wednesday. It's spring break for the kids, so there is no preschool to take Gemma to. So, and it just makes things a little extra work. That's all. So yeah, we're gonna be using my gorgeous little Sheng Puerh that I make just for matcha. Dropping these leaves all over the place. These leaves are really nice and big though. It's really hard to get them all in here, but this should be good. All right. And then we're gonna be drinking and talking about some Jinjan this morning, which I'm excited about. We've got some fun stuff to talk about. All right, last post here. All right. Join us right now for a live tea session on YouTube. There we go. And a little timestamp. All right, I think that's good. I think I got everything. There we go. Put that there, put that there. Okay, all right. Yeah, we're going to talk this morning about Jinjan, which I really enjoy. Jinjan is actually not made from Yunnan. Generally, we try to hang around just Yunnan stuff, working with Yunnan ceramicists and things like that. But Jinjan's just pretty awesome stuff. I have a decent amount of information about Jinjan on our site, but usually mostly in just like product pictures and stuff like that. So I'm just going to show off a couple of my favorite Jinjan. Actually, a lot of you guys know that I use this Jinjan Broken Song Dynasty filter. Let's see, in all of the streams, but I've got a handful of other Jinjan that I really like. Let's just gonna do a little show and tell this morning. Which one? A handful of different ones around here. Jinjan's really cool because there's just 1,000 different ways that it can look. In fact, I think that's one of the taglines that they use for it. You know, it's like, you know, like one glaze, 1,000 appearances, or something like that. Oh, was there a Lucy? Was there a launch this morning? I didn't get a chance to see it. Oh yeah, we'll look at that one too. Blue Origin launch. Nice, that's pretty cool. The filter does have a stainless steel mesh on the inside. You can see that. So this bowl, you know, this bowl would have been about like this. It would have been a larger bowl. So this is a Song Dynasty style, which like they generally just kind of made. You know, if you've ever read like the Liu Yu tome on tea, he talks about them taking the tea and creating a fine powder out of it and whisking it up, really very similar to matcha. And so they would use larger bowls. And the interesting thing about Jinjan is the first official ceramics ever made, designed exclusively to enhance the tea brewing experience, which is really cool. As far as, you know, like as far as history goes. So yeah, Song Dynasty, like 9th, 10th, 11th century, somewhere around there. And so that's like, you know, like 1,000 years of history. And this one is supposed to be excavated from a garbage dump near a Song Dynasty kiln site. So broken piece is taken out and reused and set up. So pretty cool about that. But Jinjan wasn't done for like a really long time. It was an ancient technology. I mean, they did it Song Dynasty era, but the Japanese took it over, and that's where you get Tenmoku teaware from. So the Japanese did a lot of basically took it and kept the art alive for the last 1,000 years. And it wasn't until like late 80s, early 90s when you know, China was starting to get a little bit more stabilized after a lot of the tough stuff that happened in the last century over there. And potters were like, hey, wait a minute, I thought this was a technology that we had. We should be able to figure out how to do that again. And so I think they went and took a lot of the stuff from the Japanese and then just tried to refigure out kind of how they could remake this stuff. And so there was definitely a resurgence in Jinjan starting in the 90s in China. And it's actually kind of just gone nuts now, blown up recently. So we'll show off this one right here. This is a really cool one. So this is one from one of the potters that we work with, and it's nice. He gave this one to me because they pulled it out of the kiln and they hit it. It broke a big, huge chunk, like right off of one of the edges here. In fact, I'm not exactly sure where it was. So I was excited to get it because I took it and just gave it to one of our silversmiths and had them put like a nice silver rim right around the outside of it, and so you'd never be able to know that this one had been broken. So this is a really nice big one. This one's probably roughly in the $500 range if it was being sold. Genjan also can kind of it's a semi-porous glaze, and so it actually can kind of season itself to different teas over time. So a lot of them, the people recommend just using it for one type of tea, and that's kind of how I have mine set up. I generally use them for sheng. I don't really use them for show. These are all wood fired as well. Nice, brewing some Space Girls today. Perfect. Oh, textile meshes are impossible to clean. Yeah, this stainless one actually works out pretty nice. Good evening from Germany, Julia3695. Thanks. Between two teapots with TDB was fun. Yeah, I'm glad for everybody who got a chance to watch that. That was very enjoyable. We had a lot of fun doing it. Denny's a kick in the pants, and it was fun to have him on there too. It kind of changes the mood a little bit. It's just but it was fun. It was nice to do a really technical, serious one with James, and then bring Denny, and Denny's a lot of fun. Yeah, so Genjan, interesting stuff. It's a very iron-rich clay. Everything just tastes better in Genjan, which is why we don't actually use any Genjan when we're sampling teas, because everything just tastes better in Genjan. Let me show off this one here too. This is actually the first Genjan bowl that I got. I really like this one. Very fond of it. It's kind of hard. It's a little tricky. It's very tricky to get. There we go. Got to get that light in there so we can see some really nice colors. And this one's got a really rough texture on here from the wood firing. So kind of has feels like dragon skin or something like that. It's got some really nice. Not that I know what dragon skin feels like, but it's what I imagine dragon skin feels like. So we're going to be brewing in some Genjan today, and the reason I'm talking about Genjan is we've got a bunch of new Genjan coming up in the site this weekend, and I'm really excited about it. One of the tricks with Genjan is it is just obscenely difficult to photograph and get it to accurately portray how beautiful they are in person. I'm sure some of you have had some of our Genjan in the past. We don't get a chance to go over to Fujian, but we know some Fujian potters that work in some really gorgeous, do some really amazing Genjan wares, and when they're in Kunming, they bring a lot of their latest productions and show us what they're doing. And so yeah, all the stuff we only have we had 40 cups to sell on the site, but we already sold one of them, which was just a super gorgeous piece. And so we'll have there's 39 left to sell, and we're getting them onto the site this weekend. I think we're going to try and do a spring sale this weekend as well. Just trying to make a little extra scratch, a little extra buying power for the spring season, which is readily upon us. So I think we'll probably do a 10 or 15% off all teas this weekend. The teaware won't be, but the teas will be on discount this weekend. Nice little spring kickoff. Still working out the details of that, but you should see some posts or some emails and whatnot. You hear somebody very much awake in the background. Yes, the kids are in the back room on the other side of the house, and they're very excited and very much awake. So you're right. Yes, there are kids in the background now. Yeah, so we've got 39 really nice Genjan to sell on the site. It's in China, and actually the last time I was there, I took really nice photographs of all of them. I just haven't had a time to actually sit down and edit them. It takes like I said, it takes a really decent amount of work to try and like take really good photographs of Zhenjiang. You got to get the light just right. You got to get your lens set up, and you got to get all the camera details like spot on. So it really kind of enhances and shows how beautiful these cups are, because the light's not right, it just doesn't pick up the colors. I like these bigger bowls as well for brewing in Zhenjiang, or for drinking tea with. I don't know. Sometimes I like smaller ones as well. I go back and forth. So this is a really interesting one. This is super dark. This is more of like this is definitely a modern Zhenjiang production. Man, you can't even hardly see any of the detail in this one. This one's super dark. This one right here has got a little bit. This one's actually pretty cool. It's got a nice big drip on it, which is cool. This is like one of the ones we were selling something like this for a while. It's actually from the same guy that does the rest of our Zhenjiang. And this guy, the story with these is that they were actually designed and crafted as gifts for the cast of the movie Ip Man, Chinese movie about Bruce Lee's teacher. And that was a while back now, and a bunch of them actually were engraved with the name of the movie on the bottom of it. So we sold those, and those were that's kind of a pretty cool little piece of Chinese history. Yeah, so 39 new Zhenjiang, and they're all individual. So you actually get the one that is photographed, which is just takes a little extra work and timing and coordination, especially since I'm remote now. But so I've been working every night trying to get the photos all edited. You want to be able to offer somebody spending a lot of money for a really nice piece of tea, where you want to have as many photographs as possible, showing off how really how pretty they are. So I've been putting a lot of work into Photoshop, just trying to get the pictures and everything ready for this weekend. So that will be, if anybody is looking for some interesting new pieces of gorgeous Zhenjiang. These ones aren't real cheap either. So it's they're all wood fired with really nice. A lot of the modern Zhenjiang is the glazes are like factory produced, and they can do some really interesting stuff with them. I just don't really think that they have the same beauty as some of the older potters that are actually working in like making their own glazes. So that's what our guy does. He still actually he can't anymore, because a lot of the original glaze areas, the original places that they would go in the mountains to get them, are all tapped out, and so he's only making his glazes from stuff that he's picked up in the past. I think it makes a difference, and then the wood firing as well adds a whole layer of complexity to it. Do you have similar to the red dragon cup that you have? What's the red dragon cup? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Jug pan. We have there's about 5 or 6 different glaze styles, and but each one is sold as unique. So if you buy one from the site, you're actually getting the one that actually is in the pictures. Yeah, I'm not sure which the one I'm drinking with. There are some that are similar to this. Yeah, and there's different words used to describe the actual colors, the way the colors and the patterns come out. I think this is called an oil drop pattern. Kind of looks more like oil drops. I don't have any of the other, like I said, all the Zhenjiang is actually still in China. So we actually, I organized it and wrapped it up and labeled it. Took all my photographs the last time we were there. I just didn't get a chance with all the craziness of the last year to actually sit down and get the photos all edited. So there's a handful that are like this. We've got a few that are in the sub $100 range, but most of them are actually probably probably in the $200 or $300 range. So they're definitely investment piece type quality, but they're just gorgeous. Wait till you see the photos. I'm really happy with how the photos took out. So I'll be posting a lot of those to Instagram. So. There we go. It's nice. Yeah, I can't remember much about this this Yibang material that I'm drinking with here, but this was a really nice tea. We didn't have too much of it. We were kind of selling it as a single origin, single mountain, you know, single session experience. We're doing kind of like 8-gram things at a time with it. So. Jug pan, yeah, we do have new Zhengshui teapots coming out soon. It won't be this weekend, but we've got a lot of white clay Zhengshui, black clay, red clay, and in a handful of different sizes. We got the kind of like the tall shippy out, dragon's egg, and then some Zisha shapes as well. So I am pretty excited about that. But it's probably going to be another couple weeks before that teaware is ready. So it's still they're still finishing it up. They're doing like the final polishing and fitting. There's a lot of stuff that has to get done to the teapots even after they come out of the kiln. If you've ever looked at the Zhengshui, and so when this came out of the kiln, like for example this one, so it was all black when it came out of the kiln. But then see this red color on the inside. That's all from the polishing. So this specific lid was like polished directly to this pot. And the way they do that is they've got like a wooden clamp that they lock onto the top of it, and then they put kind of like valve polishing compound, just like a wet liquid that has a really fine amount of sand in it. And then they just work it back and forth. It's a ton of work, but what it does is it creates a really nice exact seal just for this pot. So you can actually see from this side as well where it's ground down. So the red is the color of the clay coming underneath. The black gets its color from the smoke that's introduced in the kiln. So a lot of work. So they're working on getting that done for all of our teapots. Yep. But we'll get them up onto the site as soon as we can. I'm excited to get some more white clay stuff because we haven't had white clay teapots in quite a while. The white clay stuff is it's going to be more expensive. We try to fit a really nice window around somewhere around the $80 mark for these teapots, which I think is a super value for what they are. But the white pots going to be a lot more, maybe close to 100, maybe more. Do you think wood firing makes a difference in video from Farm Relief? The potter didn't think it did. Oh, I think wood fire absolutely makes a difference. Number one, it makes a difference in just the attractiveness of the teaware. Wood fired stuff just has a very unique quality to it, and you know, when it comes to the actual, it depends on the wood firing, of course. Like if it was a wood fired in the traditional way where stuff was actually put inside of like a sagger, so it didn't the smoke didn't get a chance to interact with it. But the smoke does get a chance to interact with it. It's not just the smoke. It depends on the type of wood as well. So the wood is very, very particular about it, and so a lot of them will use a very specific very specific type of pine that's been dried out ahead of time, and the rosin naturally occurring in the pine creates a residue that sits on the roof of the kiln, becomes liquid, and it drips down and pulls particulate from the ash from the smoke into the glazed surface when the teaware is still in kind of like that liquid phase, and so you get a lot of this really interesting particulate deposited from the ash glaze right into the actual surface of the teaware, and so the the idea is that that has a similar effect to like an iron-rich glaze, like you would get from the minerals that are used in the Genjan. So I think wood firing makes a difference, and also I just think it's just gorgeous as well, especially when you get some you get the heat just right, and you get some really gorgeous like for example this one here this is just natural. This is actually just natural clay. This is just black. This is the black clay. There is no glaze actually used in this, but you get some really gorgeous colors and techniques, not techniques, but colors and patterns. You can actually get to the point where you get different residue and stuff imparted into the clay surface. I just think it's gorgeous. So I think it adds an extra level of just an extra level to the clay. But you know, it's your mileage may vary, and if you don't think it adds anything to it, then it might not be worth the extra price, because it's definitely, wood firing is definitely more expensive, primarily because a lot of the actually a couple reasons. It takes a lot of time. Multiple days. In fact, most of this stuff has been fired for around a week full time, which is a lot of work. 3 to 5, 6, 7 days, somewhere around there, depending on. And then just the amount of wood that it takes to run a kiln that long is a decent amount of time. And then there's just a lot of broken pieces, and so all of that kind of goes into final cost, adding up to something that's more expensive than non-wood fired teaware, but I think it makes a difference. What makes the white gentui clay more expensive? There's just not much of it, so it's generally the lower quality white clay that they mine actually gets blended into the 5-color clay, which is what gentui is known for. All the different colors of clay gets mixed together to create, like the purple, gentui jitao that you get in most of the teaware. But the white one is actually strong enough by itself to actually make its own teaware. It's just harder to mine, like the really good looking quality white. Sometimes it's easy to kind of make the teaware look kind of muddy. The color's not perfect. Brandon, howdy, what's going on? Do you do anything with purple clay? I've been curious why purple clay appears to be the cheapest option when looking at pots. If you're talking about, are you talking about the Yibang purple clay type stuff? Because gentui traditionally uses the phrase, gentui jitao, the gentui purple clay, and so nearly all the teaware that we sell falls under the category of purple clay, at least the teapots, just because that's primarily what we work with. So I'm not sure if you're talking about gentui, if you're talking about something else. So I mean, anybody can use the term purple clay. Actually, let me look that up. Let's see. Yibang jitao. No, I don't know who else. Is there anybody else using the term purple clay that's not gentui? Gentui is generally more affordable, primarily because they don't have like 300 years of a fancy, famous name behind it, and also because they've got much more clay available, except for the white clay. So a lot of the price of Yibang is name and clay quality. Testing. Is this thing on? Should be. Jealousy. What's going on, man? It's good to see you. We're brewing some Sheng Puerh tea. Thanks for hopping on and joining us. We're talking about Gen wares. In fact, that's literally just what Genjan means. If anyone's curious, John kind of means like wares or products, and Jian is short for Fujian. So Fujian's wares, Fujian's tea wares, Genjan, Fujian's wares. That's what Genjan means. And it's been used, term used in since the Song Dynasty, so for more than 1,000 years. And even though so they kind of go back and forth. I mean, there's a lot of you know, China. The way China's dynasty setup is, or the way China's dynasty structure is set up, it makes it really difficult to find old history on some things. Each dynasty basically started off by wiping the slate of the previous one, just like all the old documents, books, maps, anything like that was just completely burned. New dynasty comes in, new dynasty, new rules. So it's a little hard to find a lot of old and accurate historical information. And a lot of times some things might have been even specific, like art styles or ceramic styles may have been seen as, you know, like an indicator of, you know, like previous dynasty, and if you continued to work in that, you were not allowed to. So there was no official Zhenjiang made from about 12th century up until like the 1990s. But there was unofficial stuff that was done apparently from the potters that we talked to. But a lot of that stuff was kind of done underground, and there's not a lot of really good way to know exactly how and when and where, because the record keeping just wasn't that good. Oolong Owl, hoot hoot! What's going on? Oolong Owl will be on the stream this weekend. What is it? We're doing Saturday? Sunday? What are we doing? It's this weekend, right? Our dates are all running. My dates are all running together. Yeah, Oolong Owl and our friend Janet will be on a stream this weekend where we're going to try and get ourselves as absolutely tea drunk as possible in the shortest amount of time. So we're going straight into Altered State, and after Altered State right into Stormbreaker. So we're just going to like plow right through it. Sunday afternoon between two teapots with Oolong Owl and our friend Janet. If you guys have been to the Northwest Tea Festival, Janet actually works at our booth, so you might know who she is. Yixing Juni. Okay, so Juni. So yeah, Juni, not Juta. Jutao is specifically the Jianshui word, right? Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not anywhere near knowledgeable about Yixing in the different Yixing clays. I don't know why Juni would be cheaper than the other ones. I'm just guessing there's just more clay, or it's what's being advertised and marketed now. Heidi Berger on the road again. Good day again. Hey, good to see you. Yixing purple clay. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not an Yixing expert. I've never actually been to Yixing, and so all the Yixing information I have is secondhand. So I just know that they have difficulty finding the older, higher quality clays and stuff. So the Juni stuff is probably a remake of some clays, or just a new blend. And there's probably just a lot of it. So that's probably about all I can tell you about it. When will 2021 pu-erh cakes be available? I don't know. Depends on what we can get, and when we can press it, and what art we can get on it. So things were a little bit behind last year. Things will probably be a little bit behind this year as well. So they'll be here. They'll be here when they'll be here. We do actually have two. They're not 2021 cakes, but we've got two. At least one interesting Sheng Puerh cake that we bought recently. 357 gram like giant cakes. A friend of ours had pressed a couple years back. They let us try some of the material. I was like, that's pretty good, but we didn't have any of it available in Maocha. They'd already pressed everything into just generic wrapped 357 gram things. So we bought them from them. So we'll be selling some nice big full-size 257 gram cakes. I'm still working on some design work for that, but I'm kind of excited about that cake. It's a Munghai area, very bud heavy imperial grade Sheng Puerh from 2019. It's good stuff. So we'll get that on the site as soon as we get it wrapped. And we also bought some nice. Yeah, Brandon, we do have some Dian Hong in the work, which I am excited about. At least one or two blends. Haven't fully decided on all the wrapper designs and names and stuff, but it's good stuff. I really like it. I really like the Dianhong, and we're happy to be able to offer some of it last year, although we put it on the site right as all the shipping stuff started to go crazy. So that was the sad thing. It's like nearly everybody that what you got, Lamu? Nice. She's gonna go keep the kids entertained. Yeah. And given the success of Dark Depths, any thought of putting out a sheng made from aged matcha? We do put out sheng from aged matcha. We have in the past. Jade Rabbit was a blend that specifically used material from different decades. We've got some mid 2000s Sheng Puerh in there, some early 2010s or something like that. Some blended in some different stuff. The trick is just finding matcha that hasn't been pressed. That's older. We actually did just pick up some recently. Some mid 2000s Sheng Puerh that I thought was super nice, and so we'll be working that into some of our blends as well. Dianhong got you started on tea. Yeah, Dianhong is just great stuff. Really like it. Really like it. Skovson, what's going on, man? Thanks for checking us out. Let's see, did I miss any other questions? I think that was I kind of hit everything. Yeah, I like mixing in old material in with younger sheng. I think it makes a nice kind of gives it like a nice little jump start on the aging. Kind of gives it a little bit of an essence and a vibe that a little bit of a maturity in its flavor. Heck, where is that material? Material's right here. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, you'd be able to easily look at this side by side with regular matcha. For example, pull out some of this the Yibang that we had. Put them side by side. See a big difference in the color. At least I thought you could. There we go. It's enough for educational stuff. Yeah, so this even though this one over here actually looks more like a Sheng Puerh with the color. So this is some 2006 Sheng Puerh that's been stored as matcha the entire time, and then this one in comparison is 2016. So the difference is like about 10 years. Get that nice and close. Oh, mixing them up. So there's still a lot of green, vibrant color in the Yibang, and in the other one it's really dark. Gotta get these all put back together so I don't mix them up. And so yeah, we'll probably be taking this matcha and selling it in 100-gram boxes, and then also working it into some blends as we see fit. I'm actually gonna brew some of it up right here. Switch over here. Sorry, I'm running out of space here, guys. I'm doing all my showing off teaware. Where are we at? All right. Skolson, yeah, if you're under the impression that bigger factories also mix semi-aged materials into your cake, you would be absolutely right. Now, a lot of they're not really going to talk a lot about exactly what goes into their blends. In fact, that's one of the things that gives like the bigger factories their edge. When they've got a recipe, if it's like 7542 or whatever the recipe is, 8653. People get reliant on having that exact same taste year after year, and so they're going to if it got revealed what actually was in there, then it'd be harder for them to find that same material, and other people would be copying it and duplicating it. And in fact, I mean, you already have factories out there, like claiming that they, sell their own 7542s and stuff like that. So it's a tough game. Shaoguan, when we talked to Shaoguan when we were at their factory They told us that they've got roughly about a 10-year running supply of matcha for their main production stuff. And so what that means is that when it's time to actually blend up a new batch, they've got 10 years worth of supply that the blenders are actually working with. So the blenders are actually upstairs. They're actually above the they're above the pressing floor. They're the ones that they wouldn't actually let us up there to see that. So they let us see the pressing floor, but they wouldn't let us see the blending area. So blending area is where those are the guys are sitting down and they're actually testing and tasting each of the different matchas over the given years. And then they're like, okay, well, 10% of this, 25% of that, you know, like 35% of that, and whatever the math is to get that up to 100. And then they'll work that in to get that experience that they're looking for. But yeah, they can use any number of material. And they sit there and they age it themselves. So they buy the cheapest stuff they can get. Not necessarily the cheapest stuff, but they've just got a lot of backlog, a lot of big backlog of matcha, and we do as well on a little bit of a smaller scale. So we've been trying to do that. So over the years, when we find good deals on matcha that we don't really have a use for yet, we'll go ahead and pick it up, let it age as matcha in our little factory warehouse in Kunming, and then when a new blend calls for it, work it in, press it up, see how it goes. Aged gongmei, when, for the people not into Dianhong? Probably not. I think at this point, branching into Dianhong is giving us as much extra work as we need. A little bit of if you guys were listening to the TDB stream, I actually talked about this matcha, and I was a little upset because the person that we were trying to buy it from starting to once he found out that foreigners wanted it, then he upped his price, and so that was a little frustrating. You sit there, spend all the time and effort to buy samples, have samples shipped, and then you go and want it, and then as soon as you want it, then the person's like, aha, now I know you want it. Now it's, $10 more expensive per kilo. And, you don't really think much about it. It's just like, oh, well, like $10 or $10, $15, $20 more per kilo, whatever it was. Man, that adds up, especially when you're trying to, purchase things in bulk. And then all of a sudden, the guy, it's just like, wait a minute, it's like, doesn't seem like it's that much more, but then it's an extra $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for that order. And you're like, man, geez, I don't really want to, I no longer want to work with you anymore. So we were able to work some angles, able to get this tea. Anyways, primarily because we just we had somebody that wasn't us work a deal with him instead, because I think foreigner tax is a real thing, and it's kind of annoying. And so we've got some tricks sometimes. We just got people over there that can buy things on our behalf, and if they think that a non-foreigner is buying it, then they'll sell it for much less. So it's kind of one of the tricks of one of the realities of doing business in China, I guess. Yeah, I don't like to really deal with people who change their price on teas, especially after we find it and we like it. We had some trouble when we were buying the Troublemaker material. That's one of the reasons why we were talking about it this weekend. We were talking about Troublemaker because Troublemaker was the same way. That lady kept going back and forth every single time we wanted to purchase it. It was more expensive and just got really frustrating. And then she'd be like, "All right, well, tell you what, buy double the price and I'll give you double it, and I'll give you this double the number that you wanted, and I'll give you the old price." And I don't know, just kind of going back and forth. But so you just kind of learn over time. Some little tricks. So, but anyways, we were able to actually get the matcha that we wanted for the price that we wanted to pay. which I'm very happy for. Ultra Mags, what's going on, man? It's good to see you. I haven't seen you on for a while. Been watching your Transformer toy purchases though. There's some cool stuff you got there, man. I like watching, checking out what you got. Lucy Boo, it's all about who you know. It's really ridiculous. Yep, and foreigner tax is an absolute real thing, completely. And I will often, if Lamo and I are actually shopping for non-tea related stuff and walking through the markets, see something I like, we actually walk separately. Like she won't walk near me, I won't walk near her. I'll go into a store, I'll find something I'll like. I'll walk out of the store. I'll find Lamo down the street. I'll describe what I want, and then she'll go in. I always do try to haggle. I try to like work it, try to get the deal. But like the baseline for foreigners is always like double what it is for locals. And so Lamo just goes in and you're like, yeah, how much is that? And then Lamo like starts negotiating down from that, and she ends up getting it for a far better deal than I would be able to get. And anytime I actually like buy something and I go and especially when we used to go shopping with Lamo's mom was a hawk, like an absolute like negotiating hawk. It was just incredible to watch her work. And you know, even when I thought like I got like a really good deal on something, like she would just be like, you could just see the disappointment in her face. She's like, you just got taken. And we're talking about like just pennies on a dollar or something, or just some trinket that I thought I got a good deal on because I was able to negotiate them down from $5 to like 75 cents or something. She's like, that thing only cost them like a penny to make. Like you got robbed. And I'm like, it's like I only gave the person $1. And she's like, oh, you foreigners are all the same. You just overpay for everything. I'm like, it was $1. Like how could I go wrong on $1? So no, she was amazing. You would watch her. She would just work it. Just layer on like a heavy layer of like guilt to the transaction. It's almost like people are just sitting there arguing. It's just not something you really do in the West, I guess. Or I shouldn't say that. Maybe it's just America. I've certainly enjoy bartering when it's south of the border. I like to barter in Mexico, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Is bartering alive in the U.S.? Can you actually do it? Maybe not in big fancy stores, but in like smaller markets or something like that. That's right, Lucy. Make your dad haggle. When we're in, we took the family to Alama's hometown in Shangri-La, and my brother would, he wanted some stuff, and Lamo hadn't lived there long enough, so she wasn't considered local anymore, and so we'd get like her cousins, and man, it was just hilarious, like watching her cousin like just yell and scream at these, like shop people and stuff, just trying to get these good rates. It was just great. She's just like, oh man, they just get so animated about it, and I love it. Yeah, haggling, it's so uncomfortable for me. It really is. You really just have to remember that like they'll never sell it. They'll never lose money, right? They'll never sell it at a loss. And if you remember that, you can kind of go in there and have some fun with it. Oh yeah, your Mandarin is your Mandarin tonal pronunciation is not so great. Well, it's probably much better than mine, Lucy. Actually, Gemma is now starting to correct my pronunciation, which I think is awesome. I can't wait. Lama's working really hard with them to keep their Chinese fluency up, which I'm really happy about. But yeah, haggling's fun. Once you can kind of get over the stressful aspect to it, and I automatically know that I'm always just gonna pay a ton more. So most of the time for small like trinkety things, like if I'm buying a belt or like some cheap shoes or clothes in some street market or something, I don't really worry about it. But if it's something serious, like we're buying like 200 kilos of tea, take it a little bit more seriously. Zealousy, heard good things about the Denhong we sourced last time. Looking forward to future Denhong. Yeah, I'm excited about it. I had been thinking for a while about adding Denhong to our inventory, and so when we were able to help Soya's chai out, that was fun. A lot of fun for us trying to, because basically every single person that we work with sells really amazing Dianhong stuff. And the whole time I'd be like, man, you know, this is really good stuff. I mean, our focus for most of our time was always just on pu'er, but in the back of my mind, I was like, dude, we could do some Dianhong as well. And that was nice. That was awesome. So it was a really good opportunity to help with the sourcing, help with the blending, and kind of working together a black tea product. And then when things didn't work out for them in Russia, we were totally happy to just kind of resell it ourselves. And it sold well. It just happened that nearly all of those orders were all lost on the 519 Shanghai. So like probably half, like literally half of all of the orders for that Soyuz chai stuff was all lost. And so if you actually did get a chance to get it and you didn't lose your order, man, you're super lucky. Ooh, I've got my brick around here somewhere. Maybe I took it back downstairs. I set aside a brick for myself. But we'll probably actually work on pressing it into cakes. I really like the chocolate bar, the snap off a piece, but I think it makes it a little tricky for people to brew, and it's not. I don't know. We just want to make things a little bit easier, so I'm going to make some cakes. Got some nice art planned. Yeah, Chavez. Exactly. Once you understand that they're never going to lose money, and like worst case, you know, you don't buy it. So, but it can be kind of fun sometimes. Scott's excited about the fact that we're starting to stock Dian Hong Cha. So Hong Cha. A couple friends are into Hong Cha, but not pu'er, so now you can split a shipment. There you go. That's actually good. That's a good point. There we go. We got this. Ooh, yeah, nice little aged. There we go. Look at that. You can even see the color of that through there. This cup's a trip because you get you kind of like the trifecta of tea. You got like clay teapot, you got Genjan, and you got silver, right? Just can't make the tea taste any better. What else? Unless I was using a fancy water, I guess. Skull Kid, Sunburn Dragon, right about the wild blueberry aroma, right? Like there's such a beautiful characteristic that is so unique and particular to that tea. Like once you smell like that tea, once you know that experience, like bam, it's just you're gonna get that all over the place. Yeah, so let's see. We're gonna press it into cakes. Get some cool wrapper designs. We've got one design we're kind of working on right now. I can go ahead and spill the beans a little bit, I guess. I'm gonna call it Big Red, and it's going to be featuring some artwork from Twig and Snip. She did our Beneath an Emerald Sea design last year, and it's going to feature a Pacific Northwest giant red octopus. Pretty cool. If you've ever been to the aquarium in Seattle or know anything about Pacific Northwest, the giant red octopus is only basically just lives right out here, right off the coast of Seattle, one of the only places in the world where the giant red octopus lives naturally, and it's pretty cool. So you know, big huge octopus. It's a little bit more octopus art, but not dark depths-ish. But giant red octopus on the wrapper. Call the tea Big Red. It's gonna be a fun one. Adilac, late again. It's all good, man. Just in time. We've only been less than an hour into this. We're drinking a couple little teas. Stasia, we're definitely. I do need to probably message her today. I've got an idea for at least one, maybe two designs. I'm excited. She's been doing a lot of fun stuff, and I want to kind of show off some of her other art type stuff. Biggest move is just leaving the shop. You've been chased down the street with a new. Yes, Lucy, you're right. Yeah, if you just give up and go and just walk away, then they can chase you down the street, get a better deal. Actually, like one of the only times I did do bartering, haggling like that in the U.S. was actually for this tea table, and it was at a Chinese antique shop on Highway 99, just down the street from our house, and. Yeah, I think they wanted. I think their original offer was. Ooh, spilled that a little bit. Sorry, guys. Their original offer for this tea table was $5,000. $5,000 for this tea table and the four matching stump chairs that it came with. And I was like, man, that's nuts. You know, I mean, yeah, you guys will. I mean, I was just like, it's definitely worth that. They're like, yeah, any tea shop in America would pay that money for it. I'm like, well, shoot, if any tea shop would, then if you can get $5,000 for it, you should absolutely get $5,000 for it. Like, there's like no way, no way I could do that. And they're like, well, what's the best you could do? I'm like, like $400. And, oh man, they were so mad. They were just like, I'm sorry, man. I was like, I love it, but like I really couldn't pay. Like at that point in time, we just started our business, didn't have hardly any spare cash at all. But I really wanted this table, and I knew they were going out of business, and so I was like, well, tell you what, like seriously, like that's about all I can pay. So, but you know, like it'll be cash, and I can pick it up and take it myself. And oh man, they were just upset, and so. Then like we went to the grocery store next door. Like 5 minutes later, that lady was chasing us down like the aisles in the grocery store, and she's like, "How about 4,000?" And I'm like, that's great. I mean, that's a good price. Appreciate you like working with us on it, but I'm serious. Like I really just can't pay anymore. She's like 3,000. Like I'm sorry, and then she just left. But we went back in there like a month later, talking to her again. She's just like, "How about 1,500?" I'm like, that's great. Like we're definitely making progress, but seriously, like $400. That's about it. And so she's like, get out of here. So last day, I knew they were. She'd actually moved back to Taiwan. It was just her kids. Her kids were closing up shop, and you know, like I went in there. I knew they were going back to Taiwan the next day, and I'm like, man, I got my truck. I got my truck outside, and I can take it off your hands right now. And her son is like, well, I gotta make some calls. Calls the mom, and I think the mom was probably just like, you just get whatever you can for it. And so I told him 400 again. He's like, man, I gotta get a little bit more. And I'm like, I'll do like 500. And he's just like, all right, fine. So that's how I got this tea table for 10% off. So, but that was a long haggle. That was over a many month window, and I had to be willing to. Not get the table at all. So I think that's part of it. So yeah, I was just like the whole time they're like, it's worth 5,000. I'm like, well then sell it. You should sell it for $5,000. Like I'm not gonna stop you. Like don't there's no reason for you to be nice to me. There's no reason for you to give me a special deal. If you can sell this for $5,000, you absolutely should. I'm not asking for $4,500 in charity. So, but I gave them about 2 months to actually sell it, but they just didn't work. $400 and a free pen. Yeah, that's actually Lamu's dad's like haggling trick. Like it's so good, so fun to watch him do it too. He just like works it down, and then if he senses like weakness, then he always ends with like, how about 2 for 1, right? When he finally gets to like the lowest price they can possibly do, he'll be like 2 for 1, and then it's so funny. People just get so upset. It's kind of fun to watch it, but it stresses me out. How soon do you feel comfortable drinking tea with people in person? I don't know, man. I'm still, I don't know. I don't know, some of the questions about actually like what the vaccination means and about it actually imparting immunity or not, or I don't know. I just I get a little stressed about thinking about that. And I've gotten also super comfortable in the fact of just not having literally anyone in my house in more than a year, and so that's kind of like my it's kind of like been my comfort blanket for the last year. You know, I don't really want to give it up. The idea of I don't know, maybe we'll do summer's coming. Maybe we'll experiment with a little bit of a outdoor tea tasting thing. Not sure. Haven't finalized, made any plans about that yet. Still just kind of I don't know, that kind of stresses me out too. Son of Saturn, your beard is amazing, bro. You've been growing yours for 4 years and isn't half the length. Oh well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I got some. Got a little bit of length there. This is about as long as it gets. But shoot, I don't even remember. Maybe I've had this beard 15 years now or something like that. It's almost old enough to vote. Almost old enough to drink. That'll be funny. It's definitely a lot whiter than it was when I started it. There you go, East Europe collusion. That's how you do it. Buy 2 for the price of 3 and get 1 for free. Yeah, that's how a seller negotiates. Got to do the quick math on that. Figure it out. Yep. Anyways, I think I'm Lucy Woo. We are going to make a 519 tea. In fact, I had the blend all worked out. It was going to be interesting. It wasn't necessarily going to be it wasn't going to be a tea that left a good taste in your mouth. I think that was kind of my plan, to have a little fun with it. But it actually turned out to be pretty tasty. And then there's another one of those. It's like, oh yeah, you wanted that material, but now it's not available anymore. And it's just like, oh, that was a bitter pill. But so was 519. So my original 519 blend kind of got pushed by the wayside. But yeah, kind of the rough idea was I think if we can work it out, I was going to try and get it all worked out by 519, so actually release it on 519, but I don't think that that's going to work out given the material that we were able to source and when we were able to source it. Oh, I had the art and the design like ready to go. Pretty excited about it, but yeah, it might be a little bit late. Definitely doing a 519 cake though. Gonna do a 519 cake, and yeah, the idea is if you lost a 519 order, send us your order number and you get a cake of 519 Shanghai for free with another order. So that was kind of a little fun way to make people feel good about losing a bunch of tea last year. 519 was May 19th in Shanghai. Basically, China was like getting absolutely hammered with the flu, and everything was shut down. I'm sorry, with the COVID-19, and on 519, May 19th in Shanghai, just all orders just got sucked into some giant vacuum. So basically, everything from March and April, all the orders from March and April. And all the orders up until the 19th just kept gathering in Shanghai, and then they were never leaving. They just had we know like the global pandemic was causing crazy issues for international stuff. The U.S. didn't want to accept packages from China. Like Chinese people didn't have enough capacity to store like the growing pile of packages that were trying to leave, and so I think the Chinese government just straight up just deleted all the packages. Like they were just gone. So for months and months and months after that, they're like, oh yeah, like it's totally fine. Like China Post is shipping everything fine, and everything after 519 made it through within a matter of weeks. But all of those 519 orders, and we were tracking them down and talking to them like daily about it, because we had hundreds and hundreds of orders. Talked to other tea vendors that also had hundreds of orders, all stuck with the exact same date. Like 519 arrived in Shanghai, and so we just started calling it the 519 orders. Yeah, we lost hundreds of orders. They just never, China Post never actually admitted anything about it, and they were just gone, completely gone. So it was a pretty crappy experience last year, because we went ahead and covered it for anybody that wanted their money back on those orders. We just gave them the money back or shipped out another one. Yeah, it was a particularly crappy experience last year. On top of all the other crappy experiences, like losing hundreds and hundreds of packages, was just really frustrating. It was just it's one of the reasons why we started switching to like a shipping insurance model, offering shipping insurance, just because of the extra risks inherent in last year and shipping and stuff. That was a whole other boondoggle of its own. finally found like a really decent company that offered kind of like a full package, like insurance type thing, and then that company like went out of business like literally like a month later. It's like, well, thanks for nothing, guys. Trying to find information about Yibang. Man, there's so much conflicting information in the tea words. Camellia Crassa columna, actually caffeine free. I don't know about the that specific subvarietal, but Yibang is just the term used for pre-spring bud growth. Every single pu'er tree that we pick from will grow Yibang in the late winter, in the early spring, and so they just snap it off. I mean, I've seen it, you know. So I've been there, like as the Yibang is growing, and it's just a big fatty pack of buds. If you don't pick it, you know, like 2 or 3 weeks later, it's just like this much length of is popped out of it. And it's got a whole bunch of different leaves. It's just late winter, pre-spring tree growth. Comes from the exact same trees, Camellia sinensis, Assamica. I don't think it's a magical varietal. It may there may be Yibang that is picked from different varietals. So, but I know that it is picked and processed from the actual same trees that we get pu'er tea from, because I've seen it and talked to our tea farmers about it, and generally it's made into white tea. But yeah, I don't know why there's so much disinformation about it online. I think it's I don't know. Sometimes people like to keep things mysterious, but as far as I can tell, it's just late winter pre-spring growth on same trees you get pu'er tea from. Trying to run would love to run lab tests. It costs as much as 2 mid-quality Bings would. The only thing left is a manual test, drinking 20 grams of it in the evening. Let's see if it affects your sleeping. Yeah, no, I mean, it's the lab test stuff is interesting, but you'd have to, so much of it is like, you have to really know everything from like production through to the end to really know that you're actually getting valid results, because otherwise you're just trusting what some farmer says. And if some farmer, I guarantee you, like no farmers know what like actual specific sub varietals are. They have no idea. It's all literally Latin, right? I mean, they don't know. Even the pu'er tea like researchers, we talked to like people at the research labs in Pu'er City, and they don't, I don't know, maybe they just don't care. Or they just don't know. They don't even know what the sub varietal names are, what they mean, or anything like that. A lot of it's just kind of like whatever. I don't know, maybe they just don't want to focus on that sort of stuff. So you definitely have to know that you were getting something from that specific varietal as Yibang before you were able to do your other tests, because otherwise you just kind of like, you know, tainted your data pool. Yep. So yeah, that's all I know. And the only reason I know that is because we accidentally went to a village before the tea had been processed. Not before the tea had been processed. One of the farmers told us his spring tea was ready, but his spring tea wasn't ready. I don't know, maybe he just still trying to figure out why he brought us out there, because it was like a 2-day drive to get out there, and then his tea wasn't actually ready for like a whole month later. So that was the only reason we were out there, like a month before we should have been out there. Saw the Yibang like actually on all the same trees, and then was there like the 2, 3, 4 weeks later, and actually saw that Yibang had grown out into a length. So just the fact that I was able to visually see that that's actually what it came from, because before then I would have just thought that Yibang came from different trees. So that was the first time I was actually able to see that it came from the Assamica varietal. Look at that, we got some nice color on this one. Yeah, full bladder is a different, whole different awkward sleep experience. No, this is nice. Mid 2006 Sheng Puerh. It's nice. It's a little drying right now, but it's got some good aged flavor to it. It tastes a lot like a Troublemaker, but Troublemaker's also from like 2006, so it's roughly about the same. They've got about the same amount of age, but this would have been aged loose. But it's got that just a hint of smokiness to it. It's nice. It's a really nice little tea. I think it'll work really good in some blends. If that's what you're trying to do, is like just have Adelac. If what you're trying to do is have evening tea that doesn't affect your sleeping, I just suggest going grandpa style, toss in, 50, toss in like a gram or less of a leaf into a big mug. Just kind of steep that. You get a nice little flavor bump. What's going on, Gemma? You guys going out? Did you have fun in your class? Gemma getting ready to go to the park. It's kind of nice. Lamo's taking them out for a walk. You're gonna go to the park. Perfect day for it. If you're in the Pacific Northwest, these are the days that you live for. Nice, gorgeous, not too hot, not too cold. Got some sun, some bright blue skies. Lucy, what's it look like down your way? How's the weather down there? Who else we got in here that's from the Pacific Northwest? Ro, are you here today, Ro? Ro's local. Usually go for show in the evenings for whatever reason, just not keep you up at all. Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of it's just about finding out like what your body does or doesn't respond to, and if your body goes to sleep on show. My brother uses it for his PTSD. He always has, ever since he got back from the war, he's always had a lot of trouble sleeping, and he just drinks Sheng Puerh in the evenings, and like a baby, he just goes straight to sleep. So he was pretty excited to find that out, and I was excited to be able to help him, or at least facilitate in some way his ability to sleep better. What's going on, Gary? You upset? Gary's having a little difficulty putting on his socks and shoes. So it's when you're 2 years old, it's a tough thing to learn. Like, what foot does your shoe go on? It's just so awkward. It's kind of funny. Oolong, so show keeps you awake. You like decaf black or Ivan chai? Chai ladder is gong fuable. Oh yeah. Yeah, well you yeah, you should that's right, because you specifically the Stormbreaker that we're also going to be drinking this weekend. That one definitely keeps you awake, right? Yeah, Lucy. The mornings are chilling. Actually, the late nights are still pretty chilly as well. But it's I have switched over to shorts. It's the time of the year when I'm switched to shorts. So I got some cargo shorts on. So no longer am I going to be wearing pants. So it's my way to help bring in the spring in the Pacific Northwest. Once I switch over to shorts, then it's summer is like it's right around the corner. Gary's having a tough one this morning, so I apologize, guys. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. It's just kids. Oh, it's all good. Anyways, yeah. So big sale this weekend. Sale on tea. I'm also going to be updating the Seattle inventory. Pretty much everything from our 2020 collection is in Seattle right now and available for quick shipping or quick-er shipping. So I'm going to get the site updated with all the stuff, all the 2020 cakes available from Seattle. Got some fun Genjan to go on the site. 40 pieces. Yeah, probably gonna drop Rum Barrel this weekend. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Lucy, I know you were interested in the black gold rum barrel, but that's not going to be in this batch. That will be in the next batch. But yeah, got emptied out a barrel, got it all pressed into some clay jars. Not pressed, but put into some clay jars. It's only like 60 grams, but that is potent stuff. It's really good stuff. And I already got my jar here, so I'll probably be doing a little tasting of that one of these days on one of these streams. And I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out how and when to actually do it. Maybe I should do a live stream, and then I could click the button while I'm tasting it in the middle of the live stream. See how long it lasts. Rum barrel generally goes pretty quick. In fact, we had a lot of site issues the last time we did it. A bunch of the early orders didn't go through and had to. That was it was just it was a tricky experience last time. It did not go smooth. So hopefully I've learned some of the lessons from that. But did have some new jars made this weekend. You know what you're doing this weekend. Yeah, actually, one would be a good window that. One would be a good window, like for European customers and American customers. Like if I released it at like 10 a.m. Is that a good window? 10 a.m. this Saturday morning. Would that work? Does that give the European people? It's 6 p.m., 6, 7, 8 p.m. over there. So I don't want people to like miss out and be like, I was asleep when you released it. So I want to be able to give everyone a fair shake at getting the teas. Yeah, it was. Yeah, when we first couple times we did it, it was sold out like inside a half an hour. But yeah, the last one, I mean, 8, 9, 10 minutes or something like that. I was really surprised. Since we're also doing like the sale that weekend, anybody that actually ordered from that sale, you can order from the sale anytime during the weekend. I'll combine the orders and I can refund the difference in shipping. I know it gets a little confusing, if you're trying to like have like a big cart and also add like a fancy like sale item or fancy like limited edition type item. It can be tricky and stressful. So basically, I'll let people do their purchase whatever sale items they want throughout the course of the weekend, and then once everything's all done with that, if you ordered stuff from the sale and you also ordered the rum barrel separately, I just combine them and refund the difference in shipping to make it as easy as possible. So yeah, so maybe well, let's see, it's Wednesday, so I've still got Thursday and Friday to work on it. So it's tricky putting all the details on sale stuff and just trying to get the whole site all organized with new products and things. So I've got some busy stuff going on. So in fact, I got a lot to do on that today as well. So I'll probably do like one nice big long last steeping of this tea. Finish out with any questions anybody has, and then we'll gotta go and get some work done. I got a lot of photographs, more like I said, more Genjan. That stuff just takes forever to edit. Thankfully, I did all the photography as well the last time we were in China. So 2019 summer is when I took all the pictures. So it's been a while since we've been able to actually kind of get through it. See you guys. See you, Gary. Kids are going to go to the park. They're gonna have a nice little picnic. I'll stay here and get some work done. All right, drive safe, Lamu. Cool. Anybody got any plans for the rest of the week besides waiting for the details of the Crimson Lotus Tea sale? Yeah, I'm excited to get the Genjan out there. So I'm pretty particular about the Genjan that we sell on the site. There's a lot of modern factories producing some pretty cheaply available Genjan these days. And it's gorgeous. It's good looking stuff. So it just makes me try to stuff that we actually pick. It's basically hand picked. So I dig through a couple productions worth of stuff from our friends, and I pick out the pieces that I think are the absolute best from the production, and then we sell those individually. It's actually an incredible amount of work. It's a lot of work to actually sit down and organize all that and categorize it. Pick out all the pieces and then photograph each one. Like 5 or 6 times and catalog it and wrap it and label it and edit the photographs and stuff. It's takes a lot of work, but just trying to make what we offer a little bit stand out a little bit from some of the other offerings. So that's the hope. That's the hope, at least. Adelac finally getting out of quarantine, straight to the tea house. Going to work 5 days in a row. Nice. There you go. That's how you shake off the quarantine blues. Yeah, we've been slowly stepping out, but we still don't. We actually weren't even like ordering food from like restaurants for till just like a month ago or something like that, and so started to, you know, order a couple things from restaurants, and at least even just, but we still haven't eaten in a restaurant, order to go and stuff like that, or, yeah, in fact, I still want to microwave this stuff after I get it home. I know there's really no verifiable evidence of, you know, food transmitted COVID, or at least from what I can tell. But I don't know, it still just kind of stresses me out. And you start having like this idea of like a new normal, and then breaking out of that new normal just kind of creates like, you know, like new stress. You know, just the fact that I haven't actually ate inside of a restaurant in more than a year. The thought of now eating inside of a restaurant again just kind of like really kind of horrifies me. It just kind of gets stressful. But so, yeah, maybe other people experience that the same way, or maybe people are just ready to go. I think COVID fatigue is a real thing, but then that's also its own risk as well. You know, if you start to, you know, make exceptions, you're like, oh well, it's, you know, it's close enough, I can just go do things, and then get some second outbreak or something. I don't know. Happy good morning, good afternoon, everyone just joined in. Did you hear correctly? Adding new goodies this weekend. We are adding new goodies this weekend. I'm number one. I'm expanding the Seattle inventory. The Seattle inventory is getting basically everything from our 2020 collection. It's been here a couple months now. It's had time to adjust to the Seattle environment after the rough shipping process. When we're shipping stuff for addition to our Seattle inventory, we ship as slow as possible. So it usually takes like 3 to 4 months for stuff to arrive, and then that takes a particular amount of time to just kind of like settle, get back into the good zone. So all that stuff's had plenty of time to settle. It's ready to go. So we'll update the Seattle inventory with 2020 teas. Everything will be 10 or 15% off. Haven't really decided yet. Maybe 15. Gonna try and get basically just trying to get a bunch of extra cash flow for the spring buying season. So this is the time when we get to buy a bunch of fun new teas and things like that. And it helps to have a little extra capital, a little extra buying power. Helps us to get some good stuff. We've got a bunch of new Genjon 40 particular hand-picked Genjon pieces. If you see the one on the site, that's the one that you actually get. So which kind of helps the purchasing. Pricier stuff, wood-fired, really high quality pieces. And then probably a rum barrel on Saturday morning. Maybe I'll make a live stream event out of it. I'm still trying to figure that out. So. But yeah, good stuff. Should be a fun weekend. Adilac, yeah. Some of the tea houses around here have kind of switched to that. No tea tasting, or, you know, like 1 or 2 little spots around in the store. Everything is to go or made to go beverages. Like we went to Lizzie Kate. Like last week, I needed to pick up some stuff from them. Lizzie Kate, it's a tea shop in Kirkland. So they were doing, they had all of their like tea lattes and tea beverages and stuff to go. So which was nice. But they said like during the week, like literally nobody's there like at all. But then on the weekends, they're just like absolutely slammed. So it's kind of an interesting balance there. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm happy to be able to offer another little spring sale. So make sure you guys check that out. Cool. I think I'm gonna call it. I've got a lot of work to do. Got a lot of tea work to do. I've been timing myself on how long it takes to actually edit and work through all of the images, and it's about 15 minutes. 15 minutes per cup. So this is from actually all the photos that I've already all done and taken. This is, you know, like importing them all into Photoshop, doing all like the color balancing, color correction, you know, like balance and contrast and brightness, and running all the little filters it takes to make them look super awesome, and then exporting them all out. It takes about 15 minutes per cup. So I'm trying to make that process as fast as possible. So I've got like 10 more cups to do pictures on. I never really, getting into the tea business, I never thought I'd basically be spending so much time doing photography work and Photoshop work. But yeah, that's where I spend a lot of my time, editing, taking pictures and editing pictures. So that's what I am going to go do now. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your week, and I thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you check your emails if you're not subscribed to our email thing. That's probably where we'll announce the sale in email, but then also in Instagram and the rest of the stuff. So the sale will probably be like Friday to Monday for 10 or 15% off tea, and then new teaware and Seattle inventory stuff update, and then rum barrel probably Saturday morning. So thank you so much for tuning in. I love you all, and I hope you have a good week. See ya.